Hey guys, it's Maria.
This is Tim.
Today is Tuesday, May the 1st, 2018, and welcome to our daily recap.
Maria, before we get started, go ahead and give us the closing numbers.
Sure, the Dow ended the day down 64 points and closed at 24,099. Nasdaq was up 64 points and closed at 7130, and the S&P was up 6 points and closed at 2654.
I want to apologize to everyone. I've been traveling. I'm in Dallas, so we didn't get to do a webinar yesterday because I had meetings. We almost didn't get to do one today, but I had a little small window, so we're going to try to rock one through. We're adding a lot more features to Blackbox, including voice. So we're going to be Discord, but without using Discord, we will have all the features and functions on Blackbox. So while we're working on that and finalizing that and adding some more cool options features on Blackbox, I'm a little tied up, so I apologize in advance. But Maria, let's go over some of these stocks. HTBX, let's go ahead and talk about that one real quick. Good alert from Blackbox. 296, we alerted, hit a high of 430. Closed at 415, not bad.
This one actually, yeah, it started moving yesterday a little bit. It had a nice pop yesterday, closed well, and then this morning it was up pre-market and kind of just took off from there. Let's see if there was any news on there. I don't see any news
That's
at all.
weird, especially with it doing a midday run yesterday. Let's pull this back 20 days just for shits and gigs and see if we can just look at some. Actually, let's look further back. Wow, geez. So, oh wow, look at where this is at. So. Yep. Right there, it was set on support back there around pretty much where it's at. Broke that, came down, bumped it. This is interesting levels. This is actually very interesting levels.
Yeah, it is. So there's one line. Here's the area that Tim was talking about, it being support over there to the left. So yeah, that wick kind of stopped right there. Do you see a little bit of resistance right above it, right through here? That's at 449, which makes sense, right around that 450 mark. Nice round number. Also points of resistance back through here as well and through here. So yeah, it's definitely sitting at an interesting spot. My only concern though is the lack of news. Like I don't know why it's running.
That's pretty interesting. Let's keep an eye on this one for sure. Maria, also VVUS. Let's hit that one as well.
So let me first get the day pulled up. Here was the day. Nice move. And here's your 5-day. Wow, look at that.
Okay, surely there's news with this one.
There is a little bit of news here. Hold on. Yesterday, they named a new CEO. That was the first thing that happened. Not sure if that had any kind of effect. Today, though, they restructured their debt and gains access to new capital.
Okay, nice after hours movement here as well. Let's go further back on this one. I don't want to take too much time, but just out of shits and gigs again, let's go back. So can you go back just a little bit further?
Yeah, sure. Let's go a year. Here's a 1-year chart.
Yeah, it doesn't do me a lot better. But yeah, I'm seeing down here around this 50, and then again, just a little above where it's at.
Yeah, I see that through there. So that could, if it were to come down, it could definitely try to bounce through there. And I will highlight the area that Tim is looking at. That is right here. So right above 50. It's actually at 50 and change. Also a little bit of resistance through that the level that it hit today. Above here, I see that we can probably look for about 62 to a little over 63.
I agree with that 100%. That's the area I wanted to clear, that one that you're on right there. I would really like to see this stock clear right there.
Yeah. So guys, these are the levels that you'll want to keep an eye on the upside. And obviously for reverses, you want to watch for a bounce at that 50 area.
Maria, this one I've got a ton of DMs about, and again, I apologize. I've been traveling, but these started coming in last week, and I didn't pay attention to it. It's just a letter I.
Yeah, so this one has been running for a while, right? Let's look at 20 days. Okay, let's try.
And yeah, this thing just keeps.
Look at this, the 3-month chart.
Yeah, so this is the Energizer battery and then some.
Yeah.
So I'm seeing. Let's go ahead and go back to that 20-day probably. But 10 looks like a number I would definitely be, 10's in focus for me, for sure. Maybe a little above.
I like it around 1040.
Yeah, I would say that's a lot better number. I'm just kind of eyeing it from afar. But yeah, I would say in that range. I mean, above here, has it ever been here?
Yeah, it has been. This was back in 2015-ish.
Yeah, so you had a couple levels here. Right there is going to be some resistance, and that was support previously. You can see there at 3 times. And what is that, 15?
It's a little under. My cursor slipped. It's 1540.
Yeah, 1540. And then I see, we got through a little bit today down there around that, probably that 12 mark, maybe. I can't tell. Yeah, right in
Yeah,
there.
right at 12.
Yeah, so I would be looking at that next level at that 1540, probably. Interesting.
I agree.
Wow. I mean, we were gonna, we had to skip a couple webinars last week. This is one we wanted to talk about, and I bet I've got a ton of, I've just got a ton of DMs about this one. So I did say we would go over it. So yeah, I think you're going to see some resistance right there.
So today they had ER. That's why they're running right now. Let's go back to the 5-day. Here's your 5-day on it. And today is the first. So they reported Q1 EPS 56 cents on a consensus of 39 cents. They also reported $8.6 billion in backlog at March 31st.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Let's keep an eye on these levels for sure. I
Yeah.
mean, I keep getting a ton of Maria. I got a couple more low floats. We'll get into some bigger ones. AVGR.
Here's a 5-day on it. We have a previous line. We had talked about it at one point, and we had a line at 130. It's definitely above that line now.
Yeah, let's pull this thing back 20 days because we did have a line across there already. I see that. That's interesting. So there was definitely some resistance going through here. Yeah, I remember us talking about this now. So we are through that. Any news to help push that or what?
There was news, let's see, yesterday. Their next generation Pantheris is featured in live case transmission at the Charing Cross International Symposium 2018. That's the news that I have on it right now.
Huh, okay. Well, let's keep an eye on this one as well. Another one of
The
my
other,
favorites.
sorry, before we move forward, the other thing is that they do have ER tomorrow.
Mm,
That was the other thing. I knew there was something else I wasn't remembering. They actually have earnings tomorrow.
so this is running into that a little bit. No need to pull up a chart. eBio, new 52-week high, fresh one today. Actually, let's go ahead and pull up a chart on eBio.
Wow, look at that. Look at the lines we had back here.
Yep.
Killed all kinds of lines, huh?
We've been watching this one for a while.
I'm going to draw a new one right here.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And in case you are wondering why, I'm watching that area, that consolidation through there. I'm watching this area that held as support right here. I have support again yesterday right through here.
Completely agree. So that's the line. That would be my stop if it broke that. What is that? 260.
266.
So yeah, 255, 264, 265 would probably be my stop on eBio. And did we get
Okay.
any news just out of shits and gigs real quick?
Let's take a look. No, I have no new news since the 24th. They have art. Haven't they already reported? Actually, they don't report again until June.
No.
So we're no fear of any, immediate ERs anyway.
Let's go ahead and grab EVLV.
We talked about this one at 1.2.
We talked about this one several times.
And that line broke nicely. I'm actually going to draw a line at today's high. And I will explain why in just 1 second. So we'll get that extended right through here, and I will zoom in so you guys can see it. We have just a little bit of resistance that came through here. If you're looking right here, I highlighted that area. So you can see the top, like the top of the body, that candle, it hit it, couldn't get through. It did pop through, couldn't hold it. This next candle couldn't get back above that line. So I am wanting to keep an eye on that as a potential area of resistance, like at least in the short term. That's a 20-day chart. Yeah, so that line that I added, it's close enough to an area of support previously. I like that line. What do you think, Tim?
I'm good with that too, and it's nice to look back at some of these old. I see our clouds there.
Yeah.
So that's kind of funny. It tells you how long we've been looking at this.
Yep.
So fingers crossed on this one. I got to get through some of these quick. LEDS. This is another one we talked about as well recently.
So I actually have a line on this at 520, 525. Let's see how far back I got to go for that. Let's try like 6 months. Yeah, so the reason why we drew that line there is because if you look at the left of the screen, that area that I'm highlighting, you see those candles held a little bit of support was resistance at one point, kind of bounced through, couldn't really hold that level, and actually stayed under there, attempted again to get above it and hold it, couldn't, right through here. Obviously, the tops of these wicks couldn't quite get through that line. So this is definitely a line that we're keeping an eye on.
Yeah, let's go ahead and go back to that 5 day
Sure.
because I want to see where that is.
Whoa. Sorry. That made the cloud thing or the circle thing really big.
So yeah, this was the area that we've had problems here. So I definitely want to watch this line, and this looks like it's moving in after hours as well. So
Yeah, that high is actually an after hours high. So and guys, I do normally change that after hours high color just so that I at least know that it wasn't an intraday number.
did that have news after hours?
On lead, let's see. No, it did not. However, they could be moving just with tech in general on Apple's ER.
Yeah, that's possible too. Absolutely. Last one I've got for low floats, Maria. We talked about this one on our last couple webinars. We hadn't done one in a few days, but I wanted to look back at EYPT.
That one actually moved again, popped through our line. We have a line here at 262. It did finally get above it.
So it's right there. This one's at a pretty critical spot too. I like to see this go up
Really?
to 275.
Yeah, exactly. I agree with that. Here's your 20-day on it. We probably have to go back a little bit further. Nope, even further, I guess. Let's try a 1 year or not. So we were watching that initial level at that line that we had at 262 was support from a long time ago. That's why we
Yep.
had a line there. Let's remove that oval. Now this 272, I'm watching as potential resistance. If you look through here, you've got several candles where it kind of came down and found support there. So that is potential resistance on the way back up.
And even a little bit further over there, you got that one candle that came down to it too. On the next over to the right,
Right here.
right
Yeah.
in there, yeah. So
At the bottom of that wick.
it's this is an area we wanted to clear. So that's what I've got on low floats right now. Let's go ahead and talk about Apple's kick-ass ER real quick.
Yay.
That tech really needed that because we've been suffering for a few days.
Here's what it's
Yeah.
doing after hours. Hit a high of 178. It's currently at 174.95. I did not get a chance to listen to the call.
Let's go ahead and, because we've got a bunch of lines on here, let's pull this one out for 6 months too. I just want to get a rough estimate of what we're looking at tomorrow. Oh God, we have a lot of lines on this. Well, really, that one right there though, that 170, but that's not showing the after hours.
Yeah, it doesn't. So we're looking at actually, it's at 170. Actually, here, let me do this. I will draw a line at the current after hours price roughly. I'm not going to use the after hours high. I'm going to use just kind of where it's at right now.
Which is a good one. Whole number 175. That's always going to be, that's going to mean something anyway, for sure. So yeah, I would be.
That's definitely, look at that. Look across there. We have resistance back here. Look at all these areas that this 175 was definitely a resistance area. Even in after hours, it popped above there, is having a hard time getting back above there right now. And granted, it's after hours, but still.
Look way farther over to your right where it held support there too.
Yep.
Yeah, 175, you know, I would say that's the critical number right now. And even further, just keep going over. You right in there. Yeah, all the way, you know, right in there. So, and even a few other times. So 175 seems to be the bugaboo. And, you know, there's a couple levels above it, you know, 170, just eyeing this real quick. What is that, 178 probably?
Up here?
Yeah. So, I mean, you got, you know.
178.87.
Yeah. So Apple, we will probably be trading tomorrow. Let's pull up NVIDIA. And we talked about this in the room. I only got to trade with you guys for about 20 minutes today. Again, apologies, I'm traveling, so it is what it is. But I'm trying to make Black Box better, and we will make Black Box better. This one I regret not buying this morning when Vishal brought it up. I think you brought it up and Vishal brought it up, and I said it was a gift down there. But I really wanted Apple's ER to come out before I jumped it. And you can see it's pretty much right there, at least in after hours, about where we're showing the latest resistance at. And it was a gift. It was definitely a gift. But what is that, 229 that we got across there?
I've got 228.50-ish. It's actually at 228.64, but
Yeah,
228.50.
2864, that's the number. And that's where we're running into a little resistance there again. So the 228.64, I still look at as resistance. Wow.
Yeah,
So let's keep an eye on
definitely.
that one on NVIDIA. Maria, I think you've got some 230s for May. Is that right?
I do. I do. I still have some May 230s. I have been scalping it intraday as well. So I do still have the May 230s.
Yep. And Win. I want to talk about Win real quick. WYNN. Somebody shot through some serious sweeps through there today. It looks, if I remember right, it's about 3 million bucks.
I
Um,
remember seeing a bunch of flow come in on Win. Let me pull it
yeah,
up for you.
yeah, and it's the same buyer because, and if you remember, about 2 or 3 months back, we had a massive buyer in Win as well. So this is one I'm following pretty closely, and I know this says ask, bid, ask, bid, ask. The way this was moving and the way our system picks it up, and this is something I learned today, and we've corrected. But the bid actually at the time on that second sweep at 1222.20 for 487, if I'm looking at this right, it says bid, but the bid was it was, hold on, what was the price? It was the bid ask was the exact same. So our system calculates it has to be so much. Anyway, not to get into all that shit. Tomorrow it wouldn't have said either one because it's really a split. The bid and ask was actually tied when that came through, or they were the exact same. As crazy
Right.
as that sounds. Really, that's just a $3 million buyer just getting crunked. So keep an eye on Win. I like these.
And those
Win.
Macau numbers that came out this morning, those were pretty kick-ass.
Those are pretty kick
Really
ass.
strong numbers that came out. Those, just so that you guys have an idea of what was reported. Macau reports April casino revenue up 27.6% to 25.3 billion, whatever this currency is. I don't want to mispronounce it. 27.6% up in April. That's a huge move.
That's a huge move. The one of the things that's they had missed on ER. I think it was last week, so it got hit a little bit. These numbers, somebody's buying into this, and $3 million is not no small bet. That's not a piker.
No,
So
not at all.
let's. I do love Win. So Win also wanted to talk about CMG Chipotle.
So let me get the daily pulled up. Tech Money did an amazing job of doing a play-by-play of this short. He had a lot of people in that short with him. I caught probably about half of it because I was slightly distracted with other trades, but I did catch at least half of it. It was just straight money. Just if you followed him into that play, he gave really good, clear examples, or not examples. He gave a really good, clear play-by-play. So thank you, Tech Money.
That's awesome, and I missed it, but hopefully I'll be back trading with you guys sometime, probably mid next week.
Yay!
QQQ. Wanted to pull that up,
So yeah,
QQQs, and the 20 minutes I did get to trade with you guys this morning, guys and ladies.
you killed that call, Tim. That was gorgeous. Like
It was just
I think it was right at low a day. It was low a day.
it was 160.24 because I've still got it on my chart.
So
It was
yeah, right a little above it.
160.24. I got a wobble in that chart, and I said, guys, gals, and your chart doesn't show it quite like mine, but it had finally. I don't remember what I was looking at because my chart looks a little different than yours, but we had set a low, come above it,
There
tied
you go.
it, finally set a high off that low, and I said, you know what? I think that was your bottom for the day, or at least we can get a good scalp out of this. And it was 160.24 because I've still got it sitting in front of me. So I know I was long queues, you got long queues, and this was a live call. We're not making this up after the fact. This was called in front of hundreds of people. So that was a crazy good play. So yeah, I see we got some lines across there. But after hours,
Those were some of my intraday and weekly type of lines that I had there. So this was just an area that we had previously were having some problems with. And throughout the day, at least like after noon or so, we'd pop above it and then just kind of just keep coming down into that range. Well, let me rephrase. Those are the levels I was keeping an eye on. But look at this end of the day. It was gorgeous. So this move into the close, look at how strong that was. And we played it long in the room. There were several of us that picked up calls. We played it right up until the close. So we definitely had a really good day. You can see, I actually had a conversation with a couple of people in the room who trade SPY, and I do trade SPY as well. But they kept asking me like, why do you seem to play the Qs a lot more than you play Spy? And that's true. Like I do play the Qs a lot more than I play Spy. And it's just because it's an easy trade for the most part. Like especially on days like this, like you clearly have support and resistance. And if you're scalping, it is amazing.
That's yeah, I missed some serious trading today, but I'll catch a few minutes with y'all in the morning and then I'll be back to this. Good job though, Maria, and everybody that played today. EA and ATVI, couple and TTWO. There's no need to break them all three out, but let's go ahead and just do some quick charts on the three of those.
So here's EA. EA, Vishal actually was talking about EA, and I don't remember if he played it. He may have played it. I want to say he did play it, but I know he definitely kept telling us. He told us more than once, look at EA, look at EA. And it definitely, it definitely did really well.
Did this
And I
one? Did this have
believe,
Did it have ER or what?
no, they did not have, well, did they have ER? No, their ER is on, let's see.
What's the after hour spike?
Their ER is on the 8th of May. I'm not sure what that after hour spike is. I don't think that there was any volume behind it. I don't know,
Oh,
some
okay,
kind of weird
right.
trade late fill or
Gotcha.
some shit like that. So this morning, though, they were initiated at an overweight at JP Morgan with a 150 price target.
Take two also had a Webbush gave a price target on as well. So it looks like the whole sector, TTWO, EA, and
TTWO
ATVI
had
must have all got
gorgeous.
up.
Look at the day that TTWO had.
Yeah, that's sick.
That is a beautiful day.
That's sick. Maria, one of our favorite companies got crushed lately. So yeah, it does look like the sector got upgraded there. ABBV and
I
started running
know.
after earnings last week, and I believe not just earnings, they had some. I believe they had some data come out, and I know a few people had played this. AJ and a few more had brought it up, and then of course we fuck around with it a little bit too long, and I wasn't in. I know y'all had talked about it yesterday. I wasn't in the room for that too, but this morning, $7.5 billion buyback, which we knew was coming, but here we go, and that stock popped.
It sure did. And there was flow that came in. So early in the morning, above the ask, we saw some ask side flow coming in. A couple minutes later, we saw some puts come in. I actually did play this. I ended up getting out like with minimal gains, just because I didn't like the rejection of the high a day. And with the news that had come out, I felt like if it was going to keep running at least today, it would have kept going. So I went ahead and sold mine. I still love the company. I'll still watch it and see if I can play it a little bit longer term. I followed just the exact sweeps, this week's 104s.
Yeah,
So
and
I didn't really have a lot of room to play around with
no,
it.
not with the weeklies. But look at this. I'm looking up across here. This $144,000 June 15th above the ask.
Yep, right
That's
here.
interesting. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and it wasn't that long ago. It was above here. So I definitely want to keep an eye on this one because since ER, this thing has just been on a tear. So I don't think it's over. If the market's healthy, this stock right here, I may look at something for. I may actually look at those Junes tomorrow myself.
I like the
That,
Junes. I really
that's
do like those Junes.
yeah, that's a little too far out of the money for me, but we may let's see what else we can find in there tomorrow. So yeah, let's
So
let's
look at these, Tim. June 110s, they bottom at a buck 21 today.
those are
Even the
better.
105s.
I was going to say I'm probably more comfortable in the 105 range.
Yeah, I'm fine with 10. I like the 105s. Let's do that.
Yeah, let's do that tomorrow. Let's definitely take a look at that. Maria, Tesla.
So Tesla, I was wondering when it was going to finally wake up. I'm like, okay, you have earnings tomorrow. What's going on? So we caught a couple trades on Tesla today. Really strong move towards the end of the day. I want to say there was some news. I remember seeing a headline. Let me see if I can find it somewhere. But it definitely had a really good day.
Yeah.
There was something about a lawsuit.
Um,
They had settled or something. Yeah. Tesla agrees. This was this afternoon. Tesla agrees to partially reimburse people who bought Autopilot 2.0 in a $5 million settlement of class action lawsuit.
huh. Okay.
So
That's
ER
interesting.
tomorrow. I am not planning on playing the actual ER. If there's movement intraday ahead of it, I'll play that. I'm not going to hold Tesla through ER because it's Tesla and you never know
And
what
I
could
feel like
happen.
Elon Musk, we don't have a time machine to go back in time if we fuck up the trade. So
Exactly.
as we know he's building one. Every time we do something wrong, we try to contact Elon to borrow the machine, but he just never lets us.
Right.
Maria, I want to also, I don't have a whole lot more to go through here on, but I do want to pull up Facebook as well. There's a couple more.
So look at this end of the day. This pushed through the end of the day. We did trade it as well. Really nice push. Facebook has their F8 developers conference that started today, goes through tomorrow. And they actually, Facebook took match down today. Facebook announced that they were looking to potentially, let me see if I can find it. They were considering launching a couple things. There was some kind of dating thing.
I
Yeah,
thought
new
that's what it
dating
was
feature.
now.
That's what took matching them down. So Facebook announced that today, right there. They
I,
also
I thought Facebook was already a dating site, is it not?
I'm sure it is. I have no idea.
Every old high school girlfriend I've ever had has contacted me on there. Hey, do you
Nice.
remember me? And I'm like, I'm trying to forget. Go away.
Facebook also announced that they are planning to partner with Hasbro on virtual gaming, according to Reuters. There was also this, they were considering launching smart speakers internationally first, apparently.
Okay.
Paychex announced a collaboration with Facebook. Geez, Facebook had a lot of news come out today. So Facebook is definitely on watch tomorrow.
Definitely. And it looks like the futures are going to be kicking ass. Well, then we got to look at Amazon.
Amazon hit 1591. I wish I had some 1600s that I kind of wish I still had. But
You,
that's
you, swung
okay.
some, you swung some 1590s into from Friday.
I know, and I sold them right at the open on Monday. And I played it actually. Let me rewind. I've completely fucked up Facebook today. I'm not Facebook, Amazon today for most of the day. Amazon owed me quite a bit of money. At the end of the day, though, I was able to recover a lot of it, not all of it, but more than three-quarters of what was down. I was able to recover. So still a little red today on Amazon, but I was able to come back from what it was.
Can I read them the text I got from this morning?
Sure. Yeah,
So
absolutely.
we hadn't been open too long, and I get this. I wish you could show it. It's this little girl just mad as shit, and she's all looking all pouty and mad. And what you texted me is Amazon is being mean to me today. And I said, well, I don't like that. And you said, I told her we couldn't be friends for the rest of the day. I knew something was going on with you and Amazon. I didn't quite know what.
Yeah, no, she took quite a bit of money from me, stole my money, gave me some of it back. I'll get the rest back tomorrow. That's all right.
That's okay.
So, also, Amazon plans new Whole Foods perks for Prime members. So that let's see, including 10% off already discounted prices at Whole Foods. So that was news that came out after hours.
Well, let's pull up Google. You had texted me in the room. You texted me today while you were in the room and I was in meetings. You said, hey, Google, Google, Google. I couldn't even pull it up. So later in the day, I seen that it totally kicked ass. So
It really did. I watched it. I didn't play it myself. I watched it. I called it, didn't play it, but definitely off, especially off that low a day. Hit a low of 1010 this afternoon or this morning, closed at 1040.75.
I want to say
So
it was up like $14 when you texted me and I looked at it. I pulled it up, but I
I
was
think
only on
so.
my phone. Is that about right?
Yeah. 1020, it was around 1024, or the price was 1024.
I had got it. It was at 10:24 when I looked at it roughly, and I'm like, I'm not chasing this. I'm in meetings. I don't have to watch it on my phone. Yeah. Thanks for the text. Sorry I didn't play it.
I should be telling myself the same thing. Like, why
No.
did I not play this thing?
Yeah, that was easy money right there.
It was.
Maria, we got ERs tomorrow.
We have a lot of ERs tomorrow, guys. Let me see what we have. So pre-market, we have actually before we go over that, there's one that I want everyone to watch tomorrow really quickly. Shutterfly. So Shutterfly is up after hours. They had ER. They closed the day at 81.55, hit a high of $90. It's currently at 89.50. Shutterfly likes to move. So I'm definitely keeping a close eye on this one for a potential move tomorrow. So if you're looking for something to potentially scalp that's not Amazon or Google or Tesla or Nvidia, keep an eye on Shutterfly.
But
It can move.
Yeah, there's a couple of those after hours I was going to touch on here in a minute.
Perfect. Sorry, guys.
That's okay, but while we're doing that, let's go ahead and hit those after hours, and we'll move to ERs. But I have a couple up. I thought the name Cray, it's the top on the scanner right now. I just like that because my daughter always says I'm Cray, right? So I always like this one. It's up 14.6% on 40,000 volume. Nothing cray about that volume yet, but interesting. Something to watch. ENPH. This is one we've talked about a few times lately. Up 11% after hours on 87,000.
So
Shutterfly on ER.
both of those are ERs, Cray and ENPH.
Yep. Shutterfly ER as well, up 9.4% on 180,000. Maria, I'm going to let you go through these because you probably know a little bit more about what's going on with some of them.
Yeah, let's take a look at I wanted to look at the numbers on Shutterfly also so that you guys have an idea of what they reported. They reported EPS negative 83 cents on a consensus of negative 93 cents. They reported Q1 revenue 199.7 million on a consensus of 192.06. So both the top and bottom line beat. They raised their full year 18 EPS view to 283 to 328 from $1.94 to 283. Revenue, wow, do you see that revenue increase?
What the hell?
Wow. I don't know what this one estimate,
That's
2.09 billion,
yeah, that's
but
that's that's
yikes.
throwing me off. There's a one off here somewhere. We'll have to do some more digging on
Wow.
Shutterfly.
If this is correct, that is a huge, huge guide up.
Yeah, there's
That's enormous.
there. Yeah, that's a double. We're gonna have to dig into this one. So let us dig into that, everybody. We'll get back to you on what that's about.
CYH is also up on ER. FTR is up on ER. Zen is up on ER. A lot of these are ER plays. Snap is actually down on ER. So
Yeah,
Snap got hammered.
16 million shares. Snap got snapped. And I should have listened to my daughter when she told me. And she's 16. She doesn't trade stocks. But she's like, Dad, nobody likes Snap. Duh. And right then I almost, and I should have, right? Because fuck, kids use this shit. I don't. I mean, right there, it should have told me. Should have told me.
So the
Fail.
biggest thing, aside from the fact that they missed, was this headline. Snap planning for Q2 growth rate deceleration from Q1. That is not something you want to hear coming out of an ER.
Yeah.
So, and actually, for the current quarter, they came in line on EPS. They missed on revenue. They did report that their Q1 DAU was up 15%, but that headline, planning for Q2 growth rate deceleration from Q1, that is definitely not something that anyone is going to want to hear.
This is true. So, and Guild, I see Guild down on 1.3 million shares. Guild, it's the old black box favorite short. I think it's only screwed us one time. You just shorted ahead of ER because they always go down on ER, and you buy it later. But I think it's only screwed that one time, if memory serves me correctly. Guild just doesn't ER very well. Ton of cash.
Yeah, they missed top and bottom line. So Q1 EPS $1.48 versus 167. Revenue 5.09 billion on a consensus of 5.4. They did reaffirm their 2018 sales outlook, but then doesn't look like people were liking what was coming out of the ER, which is
So
normal for Guild.
we have a few ERs tomorrow. Let's go ahead and hit those real quick.
So pre-market we have, and guys, these are just like the really big ones. There's actually a lot more on this list that I'll have a lot of in my watch list tonight, but for the bigger ones, the bigger ERs tomorrow, we have MasterCard in the morning. These are all morning ones. MasterCard, CVS, Wayfair, Estee Lauder, Clorox, ADP, SodaStream, and Humana. After hours, we have Tesla, Square, FireEye, Fitbit, XPO, Marathon, Kraft Heinz, Excel, EXEL, Yamana Gold, and Logitech.
Yeah, that's going to be another nice day. We'll be watching Tesla very, very closely.
Yep.
And as always, I want to remind everybody, if you got anything for us to go over, let us know. Free trial, let us know. Complaints, likes, dislikes, let us know. Hey, we don't buy it. So we do offer 1 week free trials at Blank Box. No credit card, no DNA. We don't need your third born child. Just hit us up. We'll give you a trial. If you don't like it, cool. If you like it, sign up. Most people love it and stay. We can't get rid of them, which is good because they're family to us. So come hang out. Maria, that's all I've got. I've got to get going. So you got anything else?
Nope, that's all I have, guys. Thanks for joining us again. As always, please go ahead and like, subscribe, and share this video for us. Just like Tim said, if you have questions or anything, please go ahead and put those in the comments. We will go ahead and cover that for you. Aside from that, I hope everyone has a great night. Stay green, and we will see you maybe not tomorrow, but probably Thursday.
Yep.
So have a good night. Take care. Bye.